Hello and welcome to my comic book review video. I'm at last up to date, as today I will be reviewing the books that were released on the 19th of September 2012. And we start off with a book that I got on New Comic Book Day, but that was a book that was released last week that I picked up, and that was Frankenstein, Agent of S.H.A.D.E, written by Matt Kind and art by Alberto Pancelli. I'm not sure I pronounced that first name. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. It was fun. It just reminded me of how much fun Frankenstein, Agent of S.H.A.D.E is. This issue has the origin of Frankenstein, and it fits very nicely. You could read it before issue 1, and it fits nicely. You could then follow the story through, so it works really well in that sense. So this issue we see his beginnings. We know, everybody knows the origin of Frankenstein, that Victor Frankenstein built him from a load of dead bodies and brought him to life. So we get to see that there are slight twists that they put on it, and the whole story is really his creation, and then the time he goes until he's ready to become an agent of S.H.A.D.E. It's a really nice journey. Nice to see the relationship between him and his creator is interesting, and yeah, I just really enjoyed this book. Like I say, it was a lot of fun. The art as well, I thought, really complemented the book. The art, so there's the beginning. You can see where he's been brought to life. This is one of the big fight scenes near the end of the issue. But yeah, it's a really good book. I really enjoyed this book, and like I said, a lot of fun. And they're going to do, like, as part of Rot World, which is the big storyline in Animal Man and Swamp Thing. We went blank for a minute. That they're running the Animal and Swamp Thing next month. Frankenstein's going to be involved in that. He's going to have his own part of Rot World that's going to carry on in this comic for a few months. So, if you're a fan of Swamp Thing and Animal Man, and maybe you're thinking you're going to pick up the Rot World issues of Frankenstein, then I think this is a great place to start, to buy this book and to be introduced to the character and understand the character before you get that story. So I think it's a great introduction to the character, and I just really enjoyed this issue, and I give it a thumbs up. Next up we have Justice League issue 0, written by Jeff Johns with art by Gary Frank. The main story shows us how Billy Batson becomes Shazam, which is a really good story, and there's this really nice bit at the beginning in this top panel with the wizard. Magic once ruled the world, but after the others who sat on these empty thrones were murdered by a champion they themselves created, the last surviving wizard imprisoned the killer and hid magic. It became fiction instead of fact until this very moment. So I really like this. Black Adam is free. The wizard needs a new champion. Billy Batson comes to. The spell brings Billy Batson to the wizard, and he goes down this corridor where that you have the 7 deadly sins, and then he meets the wizard. But the wizard looks at him to see if he's pure of heart, which of course Billy isn't pure of heart at all, and he explains to the wizard that no one in the world today is pure of heart, that it's a bad world we live in. So he sees if he has potential to be good, and he does. So that's when he gives him the power of Shazam, and he turns into Shazam. Really good. And and then we've sort of got his reaction to suddenly he's a kid and he's got these superpowers and his fantastic body. So we get his reaction, which I thought was really good. And I'm looking forward to seeing how he integrates with the Justice League, because I think the best stuff Jeff Johns has been writing in this book has been the Billy Batson stuff. So now he's Shazam. I'm looking really forward to seeing what Jeff Johns does with this character. Like I say, I also really enjoy the artwork. We then have a backup feature which is written by Jeff Johns, but art is by Ethan Van Sciver, as we get to see a little bit more on Pandora and find a little bit more about her. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was great. I thought it was a really strong issue of Justice League, and I really recommend picking it up. Any other week it would have been my pick of the week, but it wasn't my pick of the week this week, but I do give it a thumbs up. Next up we have Nite Owl. Before Watchmen, Nite Owl issue 3 of 4, thank God. Written by J. Michael Straczynski, art by Andy Kubert, and I hated the first issue. Thought the second issue was really strong, really redeemed itself, and this issue I'm kind of conflicted on. You have this whole thing with Nite Owl and Lady Twilight, and they're investigating the murder of these prostitutes and trying to track down who's doing them. And meanwhile we have Rorschach, who's working in the church during the day and as his alter ego, sort of like cleans the church, and the priest is like talking about how bad the world is, and he says, I might have a job for you, Walter, and that sort of leads us to the end where there's a big twist at the end. But yeah, so I'm conflicted. I didn't really understand or feel what the whole Miss Twilight Lady Nite Owl stuff was going on, and I thought Dan Dreiberg's character was really weak in this issue. The Rorschach character was much more interesting, as was the original Nite Owl, Hollis Mason. They were both much more interesting characters in this book than Dan Dreiberg, and I feel they really dropped the ball with this issue. They had a good idea last issue of how to take the story, because, you know, we got in the film that it was like he had to be in his costume to be able to become sexually aroused. So I thought we were going to get the origins of that, and maybe him and Lady Twilight did that, but it's not. So I don't understand the point of that. So I was conflicted. I didn't get the point of that. I thought they dropped the ball there, but I did really enjoy the stuff with Rorschach in the church. I thought that was really good, and that was the bit of the issue that I did enjoy. So I don't feel I can give it a thumbs down, but I don't feel I can give it a thumbs up, so I think it's a perfect candidate for a thumb in the middle. I was really disappointed. After last issue I thought it was picking up. Hopefully they can end it, the next issue, end it strong. And my pick of the week, drum roll please, is Star Wars, Darth Vader and the Ghost Prison, issue 5 of 5, written by Hayden Blackman, art by Agustin Alessio. We've got this General, I think his name, Headmaster Gentis, has used his cadets to try and take over the Empire. Vader has had to flee with an injured Emperor, with Moff Tractor and a cadet called Cadet Tom. And Vader sort of found out this Jedi prison, and they've gone there where the Jedi hid their most dangerous enemies during the Clone Wars, and Vader's going to use the people from the prison to try and take back the Empire. So what was really like a nice thing they did in this issue that we never ever seen in the films is they sort of made Vader and the Emperor sort of the underdogs, because they were always the ones on top in the films, but they sort of make them the underdogs here as they try and win back the Empire, because Headmaster Gentis knows he needs to assassinate Grand Moff Tarkin. Once Moff Tarkin's gone, the Empire is his. So it's really a really good issue. I really love this. They really went all out, you know, just page after page. I was geeking out after surprise after surprise. The artwork is first class. It is just comic book perfection. I loved it. The best Star Wars book I have read. I have to go back probably a decade. Just a fantastic book, and you know, if all Star Wars books were like this, I'd be having a lot more. But this is a really strong book, and there's so many twists and turns. I can't recommend it enough. If you've not been buying this book, when it comes out in trade, pick it up. If you're a Star Wars fan, a science fiction fan, or just a fan of good comic books, this book was excellent. So I give it a thumbs up, a definite thumbs up, and that is my pick of the week. I'd like to show a bit of the art, but I'm afraid it might... I can show you a bit at the beginning, so you can get an idea of the art. I can't show you no more because it's going to spoil surprises inside. But yeah, the art is really great. I really love that book. So yeah, there we go. That's it. My comic book reviews this week. Just 4 books. I will be back probably over the weekend. Got a couple of videos I've got that I'm going to record over the weekend, and then I will be back this time next week with a brand new comic book review video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button up there. and my videos will go straight into your feed every week. If you liked or disliked this video, down there you've got the thumbs up, thumbs down, please give me them, and any comments are always welcome. Thanks again for watching, and have a good day. Bye for now.